I love the coffee breaks and lunch breaks because in that time, I have the pleasure to interviewing the most incredible people. And right now, I have Kate Kaplan here with me.
Hello.
Hi, Kate. You're the senior product manager for GitHub Models. And you're also wearing a really cool jacket that I have to comment on. Yesterday, Maddie Shimura won our jacket competition. Okay, he had a really cute, like flowery jacket. I feel like this is the jacket of the day.
Yeah, different vibe than flowers, but yeah.
Different vibe for sure. What is it? Show it off.
I'm repping a Copilot jacket. That's our flagship product at GitHub that is your AI coding Copilot. So if you're writing code, you can now write it better and faster, and you can see all of the Copilot themes on all the patches and stuff.
I love it. So if you wear the jacket, you can write it even faster. Right?
Yeah, that's right. It's like magic.
It's like a cape.
Yeah.
But like a GitHub cape.
Some people have superpowers. We have Copilot.
Oh my God,
so
I love it. I want to get that. I'm gonna talk to you later. I want to get that jacket. So when I heard that you're gonna be here, and I read through your bio, there were a couple of things that were standing out for me.
All right, I get entertained.
Yes. So it not only said your position at GitHub, but it also said a community enthusiast and curiosity devotee. And I love it. So my question is, curiosity. Why is that important for you?
There is nothing I value higher than curiosity. I think it's the source of all ideas, of all innovation, and also of all connection to each other. I think anything good that happens in the world, it starts from a place of curiosity.
Because it means it's without judgment.
Yes, absolutely.
And judgment is the killer of anything.
Yes.
Right? Okay.
We're here to learn.
I love that. I 100% agree. And I feel like the GitHub community is very much about that.
So about that, and so about helping each other and being curious about each other's problems and chiming into, that's the source of all open source, right? Like, I built this thing, do you need it too?
I love that about this community. The AI community has been so wonderful. Like, everybody's giving and everybody is supportive and everybody wants to collaborate. And that for me has been such a healing journey in the past years, coming from TV and film, where it's definitely not always collaborative, Sometimes there's a lot of elbows in a room, but I feel like the AI community is so embracing. And yeah, as you said, it really works like, hey, I found this new tool, I'm working on this workflow, let me show you what I'm doing.
Yes.
And everybody's sharing, and especially like the GitHub community is like that, I feel like.
And that totally makes sense from a philosophical perspective, right? Because what is AI but the amalgamation of all human experience, at least the experience that we've documented. And so if it's all about like sharing that human wisdom and experience, now we're sharing how we're using it with each other. So it's really just a meta level of that.
Ooh, I like it. Okay, so there's another thing about your bio that I want to go into. Okay? So many questions about your bio. No, but it's such a good bio. It says you love hosting silly events for your friends in Seattle. And I want to know, what was the silliest event that you've ever hosted, and why silliness is important in a tech world specifically?
Oh my God, these are two very good questions. There's so many events that I could choose from. I think the number one silliest was actually my most recent, which is, I called it STEMantics. So like this, have you heard of the STEM acronym? It's like science, technology, engineering. Yes. So I invited over all my STEM friends, and we made like towers out of spaghetti noodles and marshmallows, and we had an airplane flying contest, and like
I want to see those videos. Is it up on social or something?
Yeah, I'm happy to share later.
Okay. What's your social?
Fun. It was so fun.
Put it up right now. Where can people see that?
Maybe we'll keep my Instagram private, but
I will watch it.
Specifically.
Okay, so why is it important to be silly?
I think especially in tech, we're type A people, right? It's a lot of people who want to optimize and get it right. And it's hard when you've got that mindset to be innovative.
Yes.
And so what silliness does is it kind of like it's like sneaking creativity past that inner critic a little bit. So you're able to take something that might not have been said otherwise and be like, oh my God, wouldn't it be funny though if we insert thing here, and then insert thing here ends up being like the most amazing product in the world. And how many times in tech has this happened? How many times in tech and how many times at GitHub has the silly idea been the next huge thing? So I think that's something that's really important to bring to our teams. They're stressed out, they're working hard, and like if you can bring that aspect of silliness to it, it helps all of us just build better products and have more fun.
Yeah, 100%. I feel like since I've gone into the AI space, and I say that sometimes, like I kind of reawakened, and it was really childlike it feels like childlike curiosity and silliness all of a sudden, right?
Yes.
As if we're back in on a playground and we're just playing with dirt and we're like, oh, this is great. Let's just throw it against the wall and see what happens. And then that's how it started, right? And I love that. I love the exploration, the playfulness in it. So don't ever stop being playful and silly.
I 100% agree.
Yeah.
I feel like AI has given me this whole new like box of toys that I get to play with, and it's so exciting to see what I can do with it and what we can create, and
100%.
It's so fun.
So now let's get a little bit more serious, okay? Let's talk about what you're doing on a day-to-day basis, because there are a lot of people out there that they love the tools.
Yep.
And they're so hooked in the tools, they're like, I wanna work on the tools, not just as a creator and give feedback, which is awesome, and I love to do that and share that and shape the tool, but actually working on the tools. So how does your day-to-day look like?
Oh gosh, my day-to-day as a product manager changes every single day and every single minute. So I would say I'm constantly on Slack. I'm constantly checking in with my team. A lot of my day is basically just knowing what's going on and making sure that we're all moving in the same direction and that it's the correct direction. So the team knows the values, the team knows what's most important to ship, and that we're all working on the things that are most important to ship. What does that come down to? That comes down to conversations with customers. I am constantly curious about what our customers are doing and what they're trying to do and how I can make it better. It's writing a lot of docs. It's working with our revenue teams to see what they're hearing from our customers. And then it's working with my engineering team and my design team, and I just love them so much. And figuring out, like, I don't always have all the answers. I'm like, here's a problem. Here's how I think we could do it. What do you think?
Please fix it.
Yeah, exactly.
I love you.
You
Please
have the
fix
ideas.
it.
Yeah, no.
Please fix it.
Well, it's really brainstorming together and trying to come up with like how should we resolve this and what's the best way to resolve it.
How many Slack channels are you on?
You don't want to know. I don't even want to know.
I feel like whatever the number is, it's already too many. It's always too many, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so
I was co-presenting a talk earlier with one of my engineering managers, Lindsay, and I was like, don't worry, I will TA while you're teaching people how to do the code part. I'm not going to be over here on Slack. I can last 30 minutes without Slack. And she said to me, are you sure?
Yeah, I can see that. Yep. So, question. Now, for somebody that wants to go into this space, what is an advice? Like what do you need to study for it? What do you need to bring? Like, what skill set? It feels like a lot of communication.
A lot of communication, yes. We like to joke as product managers that you become a product manager after you failed at every other title in tech. Obviously self-deprecating, but a lot of us have a background in like a little bit of engineering, a little bit of community management, a little bit of sales.
So you're a generalist.
And then you're a generalist.
That's
it. Yes.
You're a generalist, like a pure and true generalist, and that's what okay.
A pure and true generalist, but then people tend to have like something they go deep on. So some people are highly technical with their product management.
Yeah.
Others, like me, I go really deep on user interviewing and like truly empathizing with and understanding the customer.
Okay.
Others are very data driven.
Okay.
So you kind of have to find like your niche within product management, but you need to be able to communicate with everybody and keep everybody moving in the same direction.
Okay, so keeping that in mind, what you just said with the users are very important to you, right?
Yes.
And figuring out what they need. And figuring out what, I guess, you need as well, because you're also a user in the end, right? What product do you want to see in the world? Maybe it's out already, or it will come soon, or it is not out. What do you want to see?
Oh man, I'm going to answer this in kind of a meta way.
Ooh, let's go.
So the reason that I'm so passionate about AI is that there's a lot of technologies that have been hyped in my career. You know, we've seen many big buzzwords come and go.
Oh, yes, so many.
Yes. AI is the first one that has truly had like positive and concrete and observable impact on my life already. I personally have a chronic illness, and there's no substitute for medical doctors, but my doctor can't be at the grocery store with me to remind me which foods are gonna like inflame me.
Right.
Or my doctor can't be there when I'm in a flare and I'm entering in some kind of programmatic, or some like 2-week history of everything I've done and saying like programmatically determine what you think the most common problem was. And so having AI for that has been so impactful for me, and that's why I'm so passionate about it.
Amazing.
And so that's also why I'm so passionate about what we're building at GitHub Models.
Yeah.
Because what we're doing there is saying no matter what your problem is, like your problem may be different than my problem, I'm going to give you the tools to resolve it with AI. And so what we're doing is truly unlocking everyone's ability, whether they're programmers or not programmers, to take AI and have it solve what is most important to them in their life. And that inspires me to come to work every single day.
That's beautiful. Okay, going with that, last question. If you could pick either a superpower, you have a superpower like flying or whatever you want, or AI is taking care of all of your tedious tasks, like standing in line at the DMV, being on the phone with your bank. You know, all of the modern ways of torture, how I call it. Which one would you pick?
I would obviously choose AI. I think AI is the superpower. You know, it unlocks so much of the rest of it. And if I can spend more of my day being creative and being in relationship with others and brainstorming new ideas, that's where I want to be.
Okay. Well, thank you for this wonderful, wonderful talk. It was so amazing speaking with you.
It's great chatting with you too.
And